Today on Dr. Phill.
I admitted to having an affair. There was no sex in our marriage. She just kept pushing me away.
So this is her fault?
Primarily, yes.
It's her fault that you went outside the marriage.
That's correct.
A marriage with serious problems.
What it's come down to is me or his girlfriend.
Why are you waiting for him to decide what's going to happen in your life?
And a mistress
The person I'm having the affair with
something extra.
is a transgender woman.
It's disgusting to me.
Now,
It's an abomination. It's not natural.
a wife faces her husband's lover.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
I don't want to, sweetheart. I don't want to.
We've never had a love triangle quite like this. Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, three, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. We've done a lot of love triangles, and infidelity is a hot button topic. It has been on this show because it is in this country. We deal with what the viewers write to us about. But in all of my time doing this show, we've never had a love triangle quite like the one we have today. Now, Tracy and Doug have been married 23 years. They were high school sweethearts. They have a beautiful family. They have respectable jobs. He's a cab driver in New York. She's a legal assistant for a big law firm. Like all couples, Tracy and Doug have had their fair share of ups and downs. What's happening now is most unusual. Take a look.
Doug and I have known each other since we've been teenagers. When I first met Doug, he seemed like he was the one.
Tracy was my world from the get-go.
The room lit up when he walked into it. After being married for 15 years, we started to actually have problems.
There was no sex in our marriage.
About a year ago, I found a text message that said, "Calm down, Dougie Bear. I still love you." I confronted him, and I actually said, "What the is this?"
I admitted to having an affair.
It was very devastating.
There's more to the story than just having an affair. The person I'm having the affair with is a transgender woman. I'm very much in love with her.
It's disgusting to me. It's upsetting. It's disgusting.
My girlfriend, in essence, was born a man but identifies herself as a woman. Tracy was very upset when she found out I was seeing a transgender woman.
Horrified's a good word to use. How else can you describe something like that? It's bad enough if he was having an affair with the girl next door, but it's like an abomination. It's not natural in my world. It's absolutely not.
I didn't care that she felt that it was repulsive. Tracy wanted to throw me out. She didn't feel that I was the man she married anymore.
I feel upset, I'm hurt, I feel betrayed, I'm angry.
I've known Essence for over a year now. Essence is, to me, the girl that I've always wanted. She treats me like I've never been treated. I just feel like a man when I'm around her. This gives me a lot of affection. It's an all-around good feeling that I haven't had in so long.
When I think about the relationship they're having, it's disgusting to me. It's upsetting. I can't understand it.
If Tracy had only given me more attention and communicated with me more, this probably would have never happened.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to meet y'all, but I'm sorry that you're in conflict here in the marriage. You just heard for the first time him say what?
He just said that that's the person that he's always wanted. That's the kind of person that he's always wanted.
Have you been lying to her?
Yes, I have.
You've been lying by omission, as well as telling her things that, affirmatively telling her things that weren't true.
That's correct.
Do you love this woman?
Yes, I do. But I'm just not in love with her like I used to be.
Were you in love with her when you married her?
Yes, I was.
Were you romantically in love with her when you married her?
Very much so.
So you wanted to be with her, you wanted to marry her?
That was it. She was the one.
Why have you lied to her all this time? If this was the way you felt, if you wanted something different, why have you lied to her? Why not just tell her?
Because I didn't want to see her hurt. I didn't want to see her hurt.
Well, how long have y'all been together?
24 years, so we'll be married 23 years.
24 years. If you have kept her engaged in this relationship for 24 years under false pretenses, how is it that you don't want to hurt her? That's 24 years of her life she can't get back. That's 24 years of her life that she's been living a lie. I mean, How is that protecting her?
This just didn't all come up. I mean, it just come up about 5 years ago. Before that, I had no reason to look outside of the marriage.
So what happened 5 years ago that you said, okay, I've got to turn away from my partner and go somewhere else?
No attention, no communication, and I tried to explain it to her over and over, and she just kept pushing me away.
So this is her fault?
Primarily, yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's her fault that you went outside the marriage?
That's correct.
Tell me how that works.
How many times have I told you enough or I'm going to seek out?
He did tell me that. It's true. He did say that. But I also shut down because what were you doing? You know, you were spending time with other people, taking time away from the family. He started working out. He lost a lot of weight. He started to socialize more. He started taking time to work out with other women. We would be out together at a casual lunch, and he'd be talking to them, joking on the phone. You know, so all this, it's such a buildup of emotion and things that had occurred. I just started to shut down because I felt like he was spending all this time and giving all this attention to other people, not to mention all the times that you were sitting on computers, talking to people that you shouldn't have been talking to. I would find pictures of men's body parts, and he'd say, I'm just open sexually. I'm just looking at this stuff. There's nothing to it.
But I've never found a reason to look outside of the marriage for some of my interests because I was perfectly content at home.
But you weren't, if you were going to porn stores all the time, you weren't content
When did
at
I
home.
start going to porn
that.
stores?
You've
When
been
did
doing
I
this
start?
forever,
When the
Doug. You've been
problem
doing it for a
started.
long
When the
time.
problem started, I started seeking out more. Simply. I felt
well-
at that time that's what I wanted to do, to make me feel content.
So you have no remorse at all. This is her fault.
Well,
You said yes,
I'm
it is.
sorry for what I've done, but I wouldn't have went outside of the marriage if I was being satisfied at home. Not only sexually, but emotionally. She told me she hated me.
Yeah, because
She
you weren't
told me-
satisfying
she
me emotionally.
She
You
told me she
withdrew.
hated me. She told me repetitively that she didn't love me. That go get a girlfriend. I don't want to touch you. That's it.
And leave. Not get a girlfriend and stay. And I'm doing your laundry
And wait a
I'm
minute.
paying bills and you're taking my money to take them out.
And
Because
leave.
they don't work for a living and I'm responsible and I'm working.
Do you understand?
And I'm taking care of kids. So my son is home every night asking where you are and how do I explain what you're doing? You withdrew from all of us. Why do you think I don't like and respect this woman? It's not because of what they are, it's what they did.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it's just what they
You
did.
spent all day long, every night with them, every weekend you would leave. I'm sitting
Because
home
what
taking
would
care of 3
happen?
kids.
What would happen if I went home? What would happen? What would happen?
Because I already knew
We would
what
argue.
was going on.
I don't want to argue anymore.
I'm reactive when I know he sits and talks to them on the phone in front of me. What do you expect me to do? I'm supposed to just be okay with that? It's so much disrespect on so many different levels that you could do that right in front of me.
You know
and
what?
think that
I'm
it's
not.
okay.
I shouldn't say. I'm not.
And then you said I allowed this, so I'm just supposed to sit
Trace,
there.
How many times
and
have I
listen
made
to it.
passes at you sexually? And what did you do? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. For a whole year you did that.
Yeah, because I was also.
That
My-
made
my
me feel
son-
like something was wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I didn't think anything was wrong with me.
I still think something's wrong with
Well,
you.
now you do.
Well, how do you feel about... I'm curious how you feel about the fact that he says this is your fault that he's gone outside the marriage.
Right.
He said that, and you just kind of like, well, whatever.
Because I have so many mixed emotions. I know that I did do some of those things, but there's reasons for everything, like Doug said. Between him looking and watching porn all the time.
That's only
If you were
because
satisfied, why are you looking at all of that stuff? So,
honestly, one of the issues with me is I have a strong drive. And
I think they have an addiction to it.
think, no, it's not an addiction.
Well,
Yes,
he
he's
says
admitted
this
that
is
he's had
what,
one.
he says this is your fault. Number one, he says he's in love with Essence more than he is with you.
Yeah, I think that's evident, even though he's been lying
your
every
fault.
day.
He says that he has had sex with at least 22 men, married men,
Oh my God.
2 women, and 1 transgender person. True?
That's true.
That's disgusting. I didn't know that.
Well, you're learning it now. That's your fault.
No, I knew he was meeting men because he had emails on there, and it'll say, I don't know all the little lingo on Craigslist because obviously I don't troll Craigslist, okay? I think I'm classier than that. But they would say, I'm looking for, I'm looking for bottom or top or this or that, and you can kind of figure that out after a while. So I would
Well,
go
now,
on
come
his
on,
internet.
Susie Q. Did you think they were arm wrestling?
No, I know better than that. My point is, he would start lying about it. He's like, oh, well, I'm just talking to people. I'm not meeting people. And you want to try to believe somebody that you've had such...
The reason I did what I did as far as the lying goes is because I didn't want to disrupt the children or the home or anything. I was trying. I understand that.
You have.
I understand that. I didn't want the kids to know what was going on. I didn't want to see... I didn't want them to see us fighting. I didn't want them to see us break up. I didn't want to hurt them, so I tried to hide it as much as I could.
But
he
didn't hide it. He would ask my children to drive them around. He's been in grocery stores with this person, in malls with this person, out to dinner,
The only reason why I did that-
movies. You put
Right.
it all over
Right.
the place, but yet you're embarrassed by it.
No,
You
now
brought
I'm not.
it in front
now
of
I'm not,
Yeah.
because there's feelings involved now.
Well,
now
good.
I
I'm
brought her
glad.
out because I want to bring her out because I thought you and I were pretty much done.
Well,
Because
we
how
are
many
now.
times
We are now.
have you told me? How many times?
Well, listen, you talk about this from the shock factor as this is a transgender person, but let me tell you, I am not the least bit concerned with who you're cheating with.
Right.
I am concerned with the fact that you are cheating.
Right.
And you're blaming her for that, and that is a ridiculous assertion. Look, were you guys having trouble within the marriage? Sure. There are problems that rise to a marriage level, and then there are problems that rise to an infidelity level. Those are 2 very different things. If y'all weren't communicating, if you were being put off by him, but that's not what's going on here. Coming up, Doug reveals the secret that he's been holding for 23 years from Tracy. You want her to know the truth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because there are things, obviously, he hasn't told you that he's told
Right.
us. So I want to get it out on the table. He says he has had sex at home while you were at work.
You're a piece of I had a feeling about that. You know what? I need to get the hell out of my
Okay.
house.
All right, hold on.
You're a real piece of
That offends you, that he is...
Of course it does.
Who have you taken to your home? Have you taken Essence to your home?
A couple of times.
Well,
yes.
yeah, that's
Have-
because she doesn't have a home.
Have you had sex in your marriage bed with Essence?
No.
He says that he has had sex with men in gay sex clubs
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
and gone to their homes. Do you have safe sex?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the reason why it was male mostly is because I didn't want a connection. I just wanted the sexual satisfaction, and that's it. Go home. No connection. Now I've met women in the past that I've communicated with, and what did they want to do? They wanted to come further with me. They wanted to fall in love with me. They wanted my phone number. They wanted to know where I lived. I had one girl that was going to go to my house. I don't want that.
So this is basically what's referred to as doing this on the down low. You've kept your family, you've kept your wife, all of that, and then you've gone out and done this on the down low.
It was more of a sexual satisfaction at the time.
Okay, and you have said that you are not satisfied by her. Is this because you two have not had contact in a year? Is that what you mean?
No, we have contact now. If we
Not
had
any
it,
longer.
If we had it,
No, I'm not. I
If we
refuse to
had
touch you
the
anymore.
contact years ago, this would have probably never happened. I've actually had women say to me, "What is wrong with your wife? You're a nice person. You're a nice guy."
Oh my God!
Yeah.
They don't live
Plenty
in
of
our
them.
house.
Plenty
They
of
have
them.
no idea, Doug. They cannot comment on that. They have no idea.
You're right. They don't live in a house, and they don't know what you've put me through.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to find out why Doug is so infatuated with his new girlfriend. We'll be right back.
It's very upsetting to know that he's in love with a man.
When I first laid eyes on Essence, I just thought she was beautiful.
I never will understand it. I never will. I believe that there is a lot that I don't know.
When I first laid eyes on Essence, I just thought she was beautiful. Essence and I hit it off right away. She's just very attractive. She just looks like a model to me. She just glows. I feel like I've known her forever. I kind of wish I had met her a long time ago, even before I was married. I feel like we were meant for each other.
I have a hard time trying to figure out what he's attracted to. I don't understand what they can offer him.
She understands me, she respects me, we understand each other, and we just feel good together.
Everything's turned upside down. I can't trust him. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
At this point, Essence is the whole package for me.
Well, today is an unusual love triangle. Statistically, it's unusual. That was Doug talking about his transgender girlfriend, Essence. He says that he's in love with her, but he also says that he loves his wife, Tracy, of 23 years. True?
It's correct. There's two different types of love, though. There's love and in love.
So you love her in the sense that she's the mother of your children.
That's correct.
And you have a history with her.
That's correct.
But in terms of passionate or romantic love, you don't feel that for her, but you do feel that for Essence.
That's correct.
Now, Tracy says that this relationship makes her sick. She has no idea until recently that Doug was bisexual, correct?
That's correct.
All right, take a look at what she had to say about this.
It's very upsetting to know that he's in love with a man. He doesn't think of it that way. I just don't know how he could have been in love with me and treated me the way he did. He has been with me for such a long time and always been such a family and dedicated person, and always just told me how beautiful and how sexy I was. I never will understand it. I never will. I can't understand it. I believe there's a lot that he hasn't told me because maybe he doesn't want to hurt me, but I believe that there is a lot that I don't know.
He's been bisexual. This is an awareness he's had for a long time.
But he didn't share that with me. Had he shared that with me before we got married, I wouldn't be with him. I think I should have been able to make that choice.
Did you know this?
He did not do that.
When you got married?
Yes, I did.
Did you feel like you owed her an explanation?
I didn't feel it was necessary at the time because I didn't think I would act on it. I had no reason to. I really loved her for her. I had no interest in men back then at all. I mean, I had an encounter when I was about 13 years old, and that was that. It was over. And for all those years, it never came out until I felt I needed some type of attention, and I seemed to be getting it from that side, for more so than anything.
And you say the wheels came off about 5 years ago. Things started getting bad. You guys were clearly having a problem, right?
We were starting to, yes.
And you were saying she wasn't giving you any attention at all. And you said we were growing apart. So why in God's name did you have a child?
Well, honestly, because I was using birth control and I kept getting pregnant. And I just couldn't.
That's not the truth.
Continue.
I said the other children are growing up. We started going out on a motorcycle. That's how when we first met, we used to go riding on a motorcycle all the time. We were able to get our independence back because the other boys were pretty much on their own. They were old enough to watch themselves or whatever. And Tracy said, I want to have another baby before I'm too old. She wanted to have a girl. And
You
no,
always
you
wanted
said
to
that.
have more kids
You said
too,
that.
though.
And what
Don't
did I
just
say to
say
you?
that.
What did I say to you? I said, I really don't think it's a good idea right now. And you says, with or without you, I want a baby. And I said, well, I'm not going to be tied down to the house all the time. I don't want to sit in the house for the next 15, 16 years or whatever doing nothing. I want to be able to get out and enjoy myself. And you said you wanted to have the baby, so you got pregnant.
We've got to take a break. But when we come back, you're going to meet Essence, and you're going to hear what she has to say to Tracy and Doug. This is the transgender person that Doug is passionately in love with. We'll be right back.
I love Tracy, but I'm not in love with Tracy like I am with Essence. I would rather spend more time with Essence right now because there's no pressure. I go home, I argue about the affair.
I just never imagined this would happen in my life.
Tracy can't call Essence by her name because she's so angry.
I just say them, that person, it, she, he, or them, anything but their name.
Tracy calls my girlfriend a thing.
I can't say her name. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear him saying it.
It makes me feel awful.
When I think about her, I feel annoyed. My heart starts pounding. My blood pressure goes up. I just feel that they're a true threat to my family.
Well, Tracy and Doug say their 23-year marriage is on the verge of ending because Doug has been having an affair with a transgender female. Now, Tracy says she can't even utter his girlfriend's name. Doug says he can't decide between his wife or his girlfriend. I think Tracy has heard some things today that have brought her a degree of clarity, but take a look at this.
Doug has told me he's in love with both of us. I told you many times that you need to make a decision because I'm not going to live like this any longer.
I'm just confused. I love Tracy, but I'm not in love with Tracy like I am with Essence.
Doug told me he has fallen in love with her. When I think about my husband being in love with especially her, it destroys me. There's no comparison to what we have and what they could possibly have.
I would rather spend more time with Essence right now because there's no pressure. I go home, I argue about the affair. When I'm with Essence, I don't have to argue. It's just, I have a good time.
I just don't have words. It's hard to describe. I just never imagined this would happen in my life.
Well, when we talk about transgender, we're talking about someone whose sexual expression is different than that which they were assigned at birth. Now, in this case, we're talking about a transgender woman. Now, Tracy has agreed to talk to Essence today for the first time, and Essence is joining us on Polycom today. Essence, are you there?
I'm here.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So, Tracy, is there anything you want to say to Essence? Any question you want to ask? Anything that you would like to say to her?
Honestly, I don't know what I want to say now because he's already said that he's in love with them and he wants to be with them. So I guess they can find an apartment together.
Essence, what did you want to say?
You know what? I'm a nervous wreck, but it's a shame. It's a real shame.
How do you feel about the fact that you are involved with someone's husband here? You're interloping into a marriage.
In the beginning, it was difficult, but I don't know. It's something about Doug that I haven't found in any other man. You know, my relationships were abusive. I've been beat up. I've been raped. And Doug is the first man that, you know, I love him, you know?
Essence, do you believe that you two will be together long term?
I believe it.
I believe it. Do you have any remorse here that a family will break up if that comes to be the case? That you're with a woman's husband that stood and made a marriage vow and now you're with someone else's husband? Does that bother you at all?
No, not at all.
Essence didn't want a relationship with me in the beginning because of me being married. Mm-hmm. I brought her into this.
Well, it doesn't bother them now to break up a family?
Can I ever finish? This is one of the problems. I can never say anything. let me voice myself for a
Okay,
change.
let him
Okay,
talk. Go ahead.
finally, let's be honest about
I am
things.
being honest. That's why I'm here.
All right, let's go.
Essence did not want to be in a relationship with me in the beginning. Yes, we met, we kicked it off, we had a great time talking, communicating, laughing. She lifted me when I was down. She made me feel good, and the more I knew her, the feelings got stronger and stronger, and you know, I tried harder and harder to bring her in, because again, she did not want to be in a relationship with me, because she was afraid that she was going to start feeling for me and I would go back to my wife. And I brought her into it. So she feels the way she feels today because I allowed it.
What I really think when we come back. I just asked her if she had any remorse of breaking up a marriage, being involved with someone else's husband. She said no.
At first, she said, I can't. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'm not sure. I says, listen, I want more of you. I want more out of you. You make me feel good.
So you worked hard at it for 2 or 3 months.
I did, because I thought my relationship was over. I don't have a ring on my finger. Neither does she. Where are the rings?
What would have happened if you would have put that kind of effort into working on this relationship?
I tried. You know something? At the time, I was so desperate to get that attention, to have somebody there for me. At that point, it was male or female. I just wanted that attention. You know, I just didn't want to be alone. I wanted somebody to be there for me, with me, whatever, and do things with me. And this is why this relationship with Essence got so far.
Well, you have thought Doug was in a phase. What do you think now?
With this, everybody says to me, oh my God, you know, maybe it's a midlife crisis, maybe he's just struggling with this new identity all of a sudden. But you know what really bothers me? Now that he's finally being honest, 2 days ago, I mean, I have a load of text messages where he said, I'm not leaving. I love you. I'm not leaving. Why would you emotionally torment somebody like that? Why would you lie to me like that? Why would you do that?
Because you thought I was walking out immediately. I am not going anywhere at this point.
That's not what you're saying.
At this
you said
point.
that you were going to cut ties and you were going to stay home. You said it's all good. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not. You thought I was
walking. Do you think you're
walking.
going to stay in my house and see that person? It doesn't work that way.
All right, hold on. We got to take a break. Doug clearly has some decisions to make, as do you. And we're going to get to that. Essence is with us. We'll talk to them all when we come back.
I consider myself bisexual. I've had those feelings since I was a teenager.
I don't think I would have ever married him had I known this.
I am interested in male and female, so the transgender really brought it together, and when I see someone like Essence, it turns me on.
Well, in today's show, we've been talking to Tracy and Doug and Doug's transgender girlfriend, Essence. Now, Doug says he's torn between these two people. He loves one, but is in love with the other. So, of course, the question that he has to face is, who should he choose?
I just never expected this day to come where I had to make a decision.
Doug needs to make a choice. I've told him he needs to make a choice, and I prefer that he would do that soon.
If there was a way I could have both, I would do it. I can't keep going back and forth. I've been living 2 lives here.
What it's come down to is me or his girlfriend.
Part of me says, be the husband and father you're supposed to be. The other part says, follow your heart. Tracy wants us to be that husband, wife, children, perfect family, minus the bisexuality.
I don't feel like there's an easy answer.
In the end, someone's gonna get hurt.
The minute that I knew that I was losing him, it hit me, and I realized that I didn't want to. We raised these beautiful kids together. We went on vacations. We did everything together, and I just feel like it's just not my life anymore.
The last thing in this world I would want to do is hurt Tracy. I just don't know what to do.
Well, you feel like he betrayed you yesterday.
Absolutely.
How so?
By telling me he loves me we were intimate with each other. Why would you do that? And he said, because I asked for it.
You, Trace.
If you love somebody else, why would you do that? You're betraying them to them,
Trace,
right? Why would you do that?
I just don't want to argue. I do whatever it takes to not argue at this point.
We spent the day, we paid to go to Universal Studios. We're out here in this beautiful LA. We go and take our kids out because we never do anything as a family together. And the whole time he was talking to his girlfriend on the phone. The whole time. If you don't want argument, why would you do that? It's so disrespectful. This is what I can't deal with.
Essence, how do you feel about the fact that Doug was intimate with his wife yesterday?
She wants it, give it to her.
Unbelievable. If you love somebody, you would say that? That would hurt me. I can't believe that you'd be all right with that. If you supposedly love somebody.
You're married to him for 28 years. If you get a feeling.
23.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
I have no problem with it.
Okay, so I could see where your relationship's going. That's all right. You can have him at this point.
Do you have a home, Essence?
Yes, I have a home.
Uh-huh. Do you have a career? Do you work?
I'm a housekeeper.
Uh-huh. Okay. And is this...
You know what Essence has got more than anything?
Go ahead.
A personality. People don't see that right there. They don't see that right there. She has a heart of gold and a personality like no other that I've ever known. None. And every place that I've been with her, any place I've been with her, people say to me, she's the nicest person, she's so funny, she just lights up a room. You're only seeing this part. Okay. Nobody knows Essence.
Why, Doug? You know what he says that I'm a right? Because I've been taking care of 3 babies, working. I'm supposed to digest all of this and what you're doing to me and still be a glow in the room. This person has no job, no bills whatsoever, okay? They get free money, free medical treatment on all of us taxpayers. So I think if I switched with them for one day, I think I would be pretty nice.
See, that's how much you know. You know too damn much about me, but you don't know me. You don't know me.
I don't want to, sweetheart. I don't want to.
Good. Then shut the hell up about me.
There you go. That's class. You just told me to shut the hell up. See?
Then shut the hell up about me.
Thank you. You're all seeing how classy this person is right now.
If you have such feelings for Essence, why have you not just gotten a divorce and gone to be with her?
Actually, it's coming to that point now. I thought before I decided on that, I would just see what happens, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better at home, and the relationship with Essence has actually gotten better.
Well, let me ask you two a question. And Essence, I'm going to talk about some family business here, so I'm going to thank you for joining us today and say goodbye to you at this point.
Bye-bye.
Okay, why, even before today, why are you waiting for him to decide what's going to happen in your life?
I just felt like I wanted to give it one more chance for the kids.
Well,
really for the children's sake. Because I didn't have a father growing up, and I'm sorry. What bothers me is having my son, who means the world to me, around that person. I don't want him exposed to that. And my husband has done that without me knowing, and it kills me. There's no reason my son has to be around that person. All these people just saw what kind of person they are.
They don't know her.
I'm going to weigh in here and tell you what I think, because I don't think people ought to ever come here and wonder what I thought about something. Now, for some people, the controlling factor here is that this is a transgender woman. To me, I could care less. Transgender woman, another woman, man, whatever. What matters to me is the fact that you are cheating on your wife, not once, not twice, not 10 times, not 20 times, but what we know about, you've said 23 men married, 2 women, and 1 transgender woman. Okay, now, for you to take your child and introduce them to one of your partners, one of your affairs, one of your infidelities is inappropriate. I don't care who it is. That is confusing to a child. That is inappropriate. You should not do that. And I'm not saying that because you don't like the fact that it's a transgender woman. I wouldn't care if it was Mary Poppins, okay? You shouldn't do that. That's not good for the child, and that's inappropriate. It should not be done. So I don't care how nice a person it is. Now, at this point, are you through with this marriage?
At this point, I would say yes at this point.
Are you through with this marriage?
Absolutely.
See, I believe in that if you're going to make a decision, you want all the data.
Absolutely.
And you've learned some things today you didn't know when you got here, right?
Absolutely.
And you've learned them because you were forthcoming with us about those things, which I thank you for. We asked him questions, and I'll give it to him. He has been honest, as far as I know, straight across the board. If he's lying, he chose some unusual things to include in the things he represents as truth. So you know that he has been cheating on you in a serial fashion. That may bother you that it was mostly men, some women, one transgender woman, but it really doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it takes a little time for you to wrap your head around, as you said. But whoever it is, he has been unfaithful to you, and what's more, blames you for it.
Right.
It's your fault that he's been with these 23 men, 2 women and 1 transgender woman, because you
All you
pushed
need
him
to do
away.
is throw a horse and a pig in there. I mean, really.
And I don't concur that it's your fault, because honestly, we have to make our own decisions. We make our own choices. And so when you make the choices, you've got to own them. Now you can say, because she did A, I did B. Well, she may do A, but then you could choose B, C, D, E. You could do any number of things. And you chose what you chose. If you're willing to accept that, you are a damn fool. At some point, you've got to say, you know what? I've got to get a backbone here. I got to stand up for myself. I understand you didn't have a father. I understand you don't want that for your children, but it is what it is. And, you know, I predict that this relationship he has with this transgender woman is ill-fated. I mean, relationships that are born in infidelity don't have a future statistically. They just don't. Now, he'll think he's the exception that proves the rule, but sometime in the near term, that's going to be gone, and he's likely to be back over there saying, you know, I'm sorry, I want to make amends, or maybe he'll go on to somebody else. You need to make a decision what you're going to do and not sit around waiting for him to tell you what's going to happen in your life.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say is, if you two, in fact, are calling an end to this, and I call this instead of a marriage, because what you've had certainly the last 5 years has not been any kind of marriage that I've ever encountered, you do need to responsibly create a new relationship as co-parents of this child.
Right.
Children are very, very perceptive, and they also have memories. And he will now, as he grows up, look back and realize, you know what? He took me around that woman when he was cheating on my mother with her. And that may not be a concept that he embraces now, but it can be a concept that he embraces down the road. It's a bad idea. You don't want to do, trust me, you don't want to do that. Okay, we'll follow this and see what happens. We'll be right back. Well, I want to thank Tracy, Doug, and Essence for being honest and sharing your story with us, because my goal when people come here is to get it all out on the table so you can make informed decisions. And I never consider it a victory If someone comes here and after 23 years, they make a decision to say this relationship is over. But I frankly think that decision was made long before you came here. And, you know, I never say never, but you cannot have a marriage if both partners are not willing to say, this is an exclusive relationship, it is just between us. And if you're not willing to make that commitment, then you have no commitment. And so you're going to have to think about it, pray about it, think about it, do whatever. But there is no way in God's earth that you should settle for what you now have, in my opinion. And you know that. You wouldn't if it was she was on the other foot. You wouldn't do that. So for more information about this topic, go to drphill.com. Thanks for being here. So long.
Today on Dr. Phil.
I don't want a freeloader son-in-law. Just get a job.
Monster-in-law collude is back.
I won.
With big news.
You got them to move back into your house.
Yes, my house.
He had nothing.
Seriously, stop talking. I've only got 2 ears, and it is no match for your one mouth.
Looks like the honeymoon.
I clean, I cook, I do everything. For God's sake, show me respect. What the hell?
Is officially over.
Shut up.
Do you think I don't know how to conduct an interview? You may think he is a dumbass, but I can assure you I am not. So let me conduct this interview.
Just get to the point, Dr. Phil. Just get to the point.
I'll get to the point when I get damn good and ready. Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, three, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phill. Thank you very much. Well, a few weeks ago, we met a self-admitted monster-in-law. Yeah, oh. Yeah, she was so outspoken, so outrageous, so over the top that she ignited a firestorm on the message boards, Facebook, and Twitter. Well, she's back. And you are not going to believe the update because I don't. Plus, Collude is also here to face her critics, along with viewers who support her. Now, they're all in the audience today. We got people that have opinions, and we're going to hear from them. But first, take a look at how this all started.
My name's Fallon, and I'm getting married in 4.5 months to my fiancé, Steve, and my mom hates him.
I came all the way to Tennessee from Michigan to stop my daughter from marrying that dumbass Steven.
I've been dealing with collude for 5 years, and now I'm ready to push back.
I think he's a dumbass. He's a loser. He is what he is. He doesn't have a job. My daughter deserves better. Why should she be the breadwinner?
Well, then you shouldn't marry him.
No, I'm glad I didn't marry him, and I don't call him my son-in-law.
You call him names and
He's
disrespect
a dumbass.
him.
This is what it is.
Well,
he hasn't gained my respect.
You haven't gained my respect, and I don't call you dumbass.
Well, I'm here.
You actually have him programmed into your cell phone as
Sure
dumbass.
it is, yep. A dumbass. So when he calls me, he'll be dumbass calling. This is it. Because that's what he is.
Yeah. You did spell it wrong, by the way.
I know. Well, he's dumb. No, I didn't spell it wrong. I know it's D-U-M-B, but it's dumb ass.
My mom compares money to love, And since Steve doesn't have a lot of money, she thinks he must not love me.
When you and your husband got married, what did you do? What were you studying for?
I didn't have
What did you
to
do?
work.
Besides
I
being,
did
I'm
not
sorry,
have
hang
to
on.
work.
Besides being a mall security cop.
Yeah, so?
Not that there's anything
At
wrong
least
with
I
that.
got a
You were
job.
getting your,
At
you were
least I
getting your
got a
associate's
job.
degree
And
in
I
law
worked
enforcement,
full-time
correct?
so my
In law
husband could go to
enforcement.
work.
In law enforcement, right?
Fellas, how you doing?
Civil service.
So?
So what
What are
did
you
your
trying
husband
to
do?
prove
What
to
did
me?
your husband do
You're
when
still
you got
a
married?
loser. You're still
What did
a
your husband
dumbass
do
who
when you got
always
married?
will be.
What did your husband do when you
Loser.
got
Already
married?
talking, no action.
Answer the
Get
question.
your
you
degree.
decided
I
to get
answered this
married.
now.
What'd he do?
I'm a female.
What
I
did
don't
he
have
do?
to work.
And you got married to him. Why did you do that? That's
Love
okay.
is blind.
We just turned their mics off.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thank you.
Well, son-in-law Steve will join us in a bit. First, let's take a look at some of the comments that all of you at home posted on the message boards about collude. First, we had OMG.
Don't care.
I cannot believe this witch collude.
Yep.
Carude. They renamed
Don't
you
care.
Carude. She is definitely a mother-in-law from hell. She needs some good old-fashioned duct tape on her mouth.
Nope, 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 nope. It's not going to happen.
The laxative collude gave her son-in-law, even it's over the counter, is a drug, and giving it to someone without their knowledge, making them ill, is assault. She could and should be prosecuted. In case y'all missed it, she spiked something she gave him with a laxative.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to, one of them said, I just want to say that I have two sons who work with the same fire department as this poor son-in-law. When she calls him a loser, she's calling my sons losers, and they are by no means losers.
Nope, it's not about the uniform at all. It's about him, the dumbass, not getting a job. It's not about uniforms. I respect the uniforms, military, firemen, I need them. It's not about them, I never said that. It's about him. He's a dumbass, he's a loser. He's not getting out his ass and get a job. I don't care if he's in White Castles or sweeping or something. You need somebody to help you out or anything? That's all I'm looking for. For him to work.
You want me to hire him?
Can you?
Well, he would bring your daughter with him, and they would move to California.
That's fine. I'll be moving here too to make sure.
Oh no.
But I mean, my point is just for him to get a job.
You just blew that job because I'm not sure this town's big enough for you and me both, Collude. Now, Collude says she can't forgive her son-in-law Steve for the moment you are about to see. Take a look. What jobs have you held?
Paramedic firefighter is what I do. It's what I'm trained in.
You have a very legitimate career at this point. When you work as a paramedic firefighter,
I'm not questioning
man,
that.
I don't need you very often, but when I do, my life depends on it, and thank you for doing it.
That's right. But still, he's supposed to work for more hours.
But
not 2-3 days. Get a job.
Just because you're on the spot right now, don't act like
I'm
you
not on the
support
spot.
it.
I'm concerned, Dr. Phil.
Let me ask you something.
For God's
If
sake,
you
I
were
know
gonna-
him. You just don't know him.
okay,
You don't
now
know him.
you're saying that that was a false accusation by him,
Yes.
saying that you were putting down EMS and firefighters.
I'm not mental. I would never do that. I need them in my life. I have respect for them. Actually, nobody knows that, but whoever I see at a restaurant, a coffee place, or anything, no one knows that about me or anything. My husband, my family, my friends do. I pick up the tab because I have respect for them. I thank them for what they do to. I've never said anything about it, but get a job. Get another. Well, you got 4 days.
Okay, but
why are you sitting on your ass?
Have people said something to you about
Yeah,
this?
I got approached by a lot of people everywhere I go, dentist office, whatever. You know, they're booing me. They want to get in a fight because I said something I never even said. I don't have disrespect for that.
Well, but see, that's the thing. If you put your mouth in gear before your brain knows what it's saying, then you offend people.
No, I don't want to offend people. It's about my son. It's not about anything
else. You can say
else.
what you want to say in your den at home, but when you're on my den, in my den here, there are millions of people watching. That's why everywhere you go, people are saying people watch the show.
Yeah, but I had some good stuff too. People approached me, the moms, and they understood what I'm coming from.
Actually, you did. Collude does
I
have
did.
supporters.
I did.
Let me tell you what they had to say.
Thank you.
I feel for the mother-in-law. She is showing concern. I feel that the daughter is not thinking down the line of life. The lazy son-in-law will still be lazy and her lifestyle will have to change. Be a man, not a mouse. That's what one of them said.
That's right.
So you had a supporter there.
Thank you.
Another one said, this marriage will not last. Once Fallon stops making the money, the husband will be out of there.
That's what I've been saying.
He's just along for the free ride.
That's what I've been saying. That's all
I
I
think
want you
Khaloud
guys
is
to
being
know.
misunderstood.
I am.
We believe we are seeing her frustration from a long line of events we know nothing about.
Thank you. That's what it is.
I didn't say it.
Well, thank you, whoever said it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want a freeloader son-in-law where my daughter has to work full-time. It's not going to happen. That is not right. A man should be a man and work. I don't care where you get a job, just get a job. Even if you're a fireman, my brother's a retired police officer, he's got 2 jobs. Why can't he do it? He's a young man, he's 27, grow up.
So you're telling me that if your son-in-law came home tomorrow and was a lawyer, a doctor, something, you would zip it?
Yep, I would.
You
it's a full-time job.
You wouldn't interfere?
Nope, I would
You wouldn't
not.
weigh in and give your opinion?
No, I would
you
not.
You wouldn't talk to your daughter about how he should treat her and what he should do?
Well, he better treat her good.
Oh, so you would have some things
Just
to
to
say?
make sure he treats her good.
Well, is that your job or is that her job?
My job, if she doesn't speak up, I'm a mom of 1 daughter.
But she is an adult. I mean, are you not...
Don't care if she's 40 years old. I'm still going to be her mom.
But this is what I said to you last time. Are you not insulting her by coming in and saying you've got to take over and run her life?
No, and I hope she has 3 or 4 girls just like her. So she knows where I'm coming from.
And listen, I don't do what you're doing. I don't think I could do what you're doing. I don't think I have a big enough mouth to do what you're doing.
I'm proud of my mouth. At least I speak up.
Well, yes, you do.
And there's a lot of people who want to, but they don't have the to say it. That's the truth.
All right, but let me ask you something. I've got 2 boys that are grown, and I don't weigh in and tell them what to do because I don't feel like I need to.
Because they're probably smart and they're not lazy.
They are smart,
yeah,
just
they're
like
not
your
lazy
daughter
like
is
my
smart.
dumbass. No,
Your
no.
daughter is very smart.
Yeah, but they're men and they've got jobs, Dr. Phil. They've got jobs, okay? Their wives probably don't even have to work, only for fun. That's the bottom line. It's the
Well,
truth.
only one of them is married.
Okay, well, one of them. One of them got smart and I got married.
You know, he calls like every week and a half or something.
And he should be with his mom because he's probably his mom.
He is a good boy.
That's right.
I have 2 good boys, and
Yep.
I'm proud of them, so I don't
Yep.
feel like I need to get in there and tell them how to do what they do.
And I have a son who I'm very proud too because he's not lazy like that. He's got a full-time job, and he's 24. So what is his problem? The dumbass's problem, not getting a job. Oh, I know, because my daughter's working full-time, so why should he work? Simple as that.
But do you think that it works for you to refer to him in a demeaning way?
That's
Call
what he
him
is, a
dumbass,
dumbass until
loser,
he earns
worthless?
my respect. I will change. I will apologize, and I will change. But I know for a fact he won't.
Before we take a break, here is a sneak peek of what's going on between Khaloud and her son-in-law, Steve, since appearing on the show.
Stephen's behavior, no, it has not changed since Dr. Phil. No. Dumbass. Stephen's still a dumbass. It's hard for me to call him Stephen, even. But I'm trying.
Khaloud learned nothing from being on Dr. Phil.
It's impossible for Dr. Phil to get through to Khaloud. She's Khaloud.
I thought Stephen is gonna kind of change, because I tried. He's being more obnoxious, more sarcastic, son of a bitch. I'm sorry, but that's what he is, and still a freeloader, and still lazy. He hasn't changed, not one bit.
Are you enjoying my free food? My free beer? Don't do that, dumbass. Don't do that.
Khaloud is arrogant, ignorant, loudmouth, no filter, diarrhea of the mouth, thoughtless, heartless, careless, compassionateless. She's just ruthless.
Why the hell you still gotta call him dumbass?
Because he is a
doesn't
dumbass.
make any sense.
What do I need to prove?
Get a job, respect me. Don't call me Khaloud. If you call me Khaloud, call me Mrs. Bojangles.
You know what?
But I'm your mom.
You know
Call me
what?
mom.
Maybe if you stop calling him dumbass.
He's pissing me off more. And what gets me mad is Dr. Phil sees a perfect guy and made me look like I was a bad mom, obnoxious, I'm gonna push my daughter away. I'm not like that at all.
Well, let me assure you, you didn't need any help from me looking obnoxious.
I have to do what I have to do as a mom.
But don't blame me. I mean, come
not
on,
blaming
seriously. You say, oh,
but no.
Dr. Phil made me look obnoxious.
Well, you did, because
really?
you're not living with us. You don't not. He looks like he's a saint. He's not a saint, Dr. Phil. He's not. He's a weasel.
How do I make you look obnoxious? If I was going
Because
to
I'm
script
speaking my
you
mind.
to look obnoxious, I would not write the things you say because I would think, too over the top, nobody would believe it. All right, next, Steve is going to join us, and we're going to find out why Khaloud says she recently won a battle I told her she wouldn't win.
That's right.
I can't listen as fast as you talk. I've only got 2 ears, and it is no match for your one mouth. I cannot listen as fast as you talk.
Oh, well, that's who I am.
And later...
I won. I won.
Okay.
I won.
Let me...
Bottom
hold
line,
on.
I won.
Okay.
You're in my house.
All right, hold on. All right, time out. Seriously.
I'm in your house. You're having
Seriously,
house in my house.
stop talking.
Hi, Dr. Phill. This is Khaloud from Michigan, your crazy guest. I'm here to keep you updated on something. Remember when I told you when I was on your stage that I'm going to win this war? Well, guess what? I did.
Well, Khaloud says that I was wrong and she was right about
That's right,
something
for
we
the first
discussed
time.
during her last visit. It has to do with where the newlyweds should live.
Since I have been on Dr. Phil's show, I have won. I have control of everything. Val and Steven are moving in my house today to be under my roof. So I could keep an eye on that dumbass. I'm very excited.
Khaloud thinks she has won by having Fallon move back home,
See, Steven doesn't care about anybody else but himself.
That's exactly it.
but she couldn't be more mistaken.
The reason that we moved back to Michigan is I was able to get a job up here.
But guess what? Does the dumbass have a job? No, he doesn't.
My mom promised that she would respect my husband. She promised that she would not interfere with our marriage, and she would give us our space. I hope she really holds true to that.
This is a bathroom they took over, but look how it looks like with all his stuff. I'm gonna keep an eye on Steven, whether he likes it or not. I'm gonna make him grow up.
I already told Khaloud I'm going to have sex with Fallon in every single room in this house.
I'm gonna kiss your daughter upstairs.
Khaloud is a prankster, but she can't beat out a mental image out of her own head.
If Steven pisses me off, I know it's not your house, it's my house. There's a lot of stuff I could torture him. Itching powder in the sheets, shrink his clothes. I have X-Lax. He's gonna be in the toilet all day.
I hope my marriage is not in jeopardy by moving in with my mom.
She has not seen nor heard me snap before. If it does get to the point where she starts to interfere with our marriage, then it'll come out, and then I guess I won't have a mother-in-law. No loss for me.
Dr. Phill told me I was gonna push my daughter away and scare her. Guess what, Dr. Phill? She's here today. So who's wrong and who's right, Dr. Phill? I'm sorry. That's how it is.
Well, Khaloud's husband, Jerry, and her son-in-law, the husband of her daughter, Steve,
Dumbass.
are joining us today. So you say you win.
I know I
because they said that they were living in Tennessee. You wanted them to come back to Michigan.
Yep.
I said you should go to Florida because it's
Alaska
further
and
away from
everything.
Michigan than Tennessee.
Actually, it's Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You should
Nope.
go to Puerto Rico
Close
because
to
it's
home.
further away. So you actually got them to move back into your house.
Yes,
I'm
at
gonna
my
cut that off
house.
right there because
my house.
she had nothing to do with it.
Yes, I did.
It was a decision.
Yes,
We're
I
grateful.
did.
We're grateful.
You better be.
For them opening their
You
doors
better
to
be.
allow us to stay there until we
That's
can
right,
find
for
another
free.
house. But she had nothing
even
to do
asking
with
for a
the
penny,
actual
'cause I know
move
you won't
back
have it.
to Michigan from Tennessee. It was a professional and personal decision.
No, it's family.
So
Trust me on that.
So-
she needs my help. He needs my help.
Nobody
Okay.
needs your damn help.
Yes.
Do-
you
do-
do need my help.
do you
You're
understand-
my
Mouth, but
house.
lies.
You're
You
my
lie
house.
all the time. You
You're
lie about
my house. How
everything.
can I lie about that?
I think I have the toughest job right now because I'm the damn referee in the middle of this in our house.
Oh, you got the toughest job at many levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you tune her out?
Nope.
No.
Do you listen to everything she says?
Yep.
That's impossible. I filter.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I can't listen as fast as you talk. I've only got 2 ears, and it is no match for your one mouth. I cannot listen as fast as you talk.
It's taken 30 years.
Oh, well, that's who I am.
It's
I'm a
taken
very
30
nice
years,
person.
but with that 30 years,
Just
I've
don't
learned to
cross me.
filter in what's absolutely important and necessary.
Okay, you say that you are a nice person.
I am very
But
Jenners.
How do you
Living for free.
You would rather
That's what
kick a
you
homeless
wanted.
guy.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes, I do.
You wanted them in
But
your
he
house.
should be working.
You wanted them in your house, and then you criticized them for
You
coming
should see
there?
how my house upside down. You should have him work and clean the room, clean the bathroom. It looks like.
Now that Khulud has won her first battle,
That's
let's
right, I
see how
did.
living with her son-in-law is
I
working
won.
out. Take a look.
I won. Phill and Steve are moving in, and they're sharing her bedroom, actually, which is down the hall from my bedroom. This is our bedrooms upstairs where the dumbass and Fallon are gonna be staying. I know they're married and everything, but if he thinks he's gonna lock himself in that bedroom while she's gone to work, he's got another thing coming. This is a screw that he doesn't know about, and if I need to get in this bedroom, I could do it right here, see it? And I can open it up, so I have no problem. I've got the screw, but he doesn't know anything about.
Steve, what are we doing?
Getting a deadbolt.
I still could get in. Are you crazy? I still could get in. Are you nuts?
And when you put a new door on it because of the deadbolt, and you pay somebody to come
I could
install it,
still
I'm going to
get
put a
in.
deadbolt on
I
that
don't
one.
care.
And
It's
every
your
time
money.
you break
no,
that
I forgot.
door,
It's my
I'm
daughter's
going to put
money.
another deadbolt
Hey,
on
Steve,
it.
I don't
Steve,
care.
Steve, the thing is, that's the
Don't
first
care.
time I saw that. Okay, you can have a problem, you guys can have a problem, but it's my house. You better talk to me before you do
So
things.
there.
Okay?
Well, are you going to really pick the lock?
Then we'll just
what
move
What
out.
is it you're wanting to see?
To get his ass moving to get a job. That's all I ask, for God's sake, people, to get a job.
What is a job to
What
you?
is?
I work
he
more
needs to
hours
make
than you
money.
can dream in
I
a
don't
week.
want
Hold
my
on.
daughter to be the breadwinner.
All right, we'll
So
hear
don't say
about
it's not
this
a
after
job.
the break.
Don't say
Khulud
it's not a
says she
job.
wants
My
Steve
God,
to
get
get
a
a job
Get
now,
McDonald's.
You're a
and we'll
joke.
do
Guess
whatever
what?
it
You're a
takes
joke.
to
I filed
make it happen.
applications
We'll be
for him.
right
He
back.
doesn't
Y'all
even
go
know.
right ahead.
I filed an application. He's supposed to get a job by now. Why do I have to do everything for him, get him a job, take him to school? He's just lazy. He needs a push. Steven doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to be taking his ass tomorrow morning to the community college where he's going to sign up for nursing school. Just get to the point, Dr.
You may
Phill.
think he is a dumbass, but I can assure you I am not.
No, I know you're not,
Okay,
but he is.
so let me conduct this interview.
But just get to the point instead of dragging it.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get to the point when I get damn good and ready to get to the point. And later, you
person that you guys
cannot
see.
imagine how rude and disrespectful it is for
what I
me
have
to
to
be
do.
talking to you and you to just spin off and start talking to
Well,
somebody
tell them
else
not
out
to
in the
say a
audience.
word.
I'm not going to tell them anything.
Her house is hers. Her furniture is hers. Even the 4 dogs are hers. The car, everything is hers. The clothes, everything.
But is
that
it...
suit's probably bought by
wait a minute.
her.
Is it all about money?
It's not about money, but don't you think you should
Okay,
provide for her? For
just
God's sake?
listen.
What, you need money to survive, so in order to get money, you gotta work. That's right. Where's your car?
Where's your
Well, they
brother's
did
car?
not take a
At my
break
house.
during the commercial, so while y'all were gone, it just kept on and on and on. We're here with our most outrageous mother-in-law ever, Khulud. She says that her mission is to find Steve a job, and even it means filling out the application.
That's right, I
and
did it.
signing his signature behind his back. Take
That's
a look.
right, I did it. I'm gonna prove Dr. Phill wrong on this one because I have a feeling, a mom's instinct. I promise you,
I'm gonna
Stephen
give you
will
a
not do
no.
the things that he
Shut
promised
your
Dr.
mouth.
Phill.
I'm not going
And the
to. Don't
millions
ever
of people.
disrespect me like
Because
that
I know
anyway.
him.
Do not
He's lazy
disrespect
ass.
Like what?
And he's a freeloader.
I want one of these
He's
I'm not
supposed to
gonna
get a
give
job
you
by
your
now.
stress.
Why do I have to
I
do
would love-
everything
I
for
would
him,
love
get
for
him
you
a
to come
job,
to my job.
take him to school?
I could do your
And if
job.
that
You
means
think
I
so?
have to drive his ass to
You're lazy.
school,
I'm not lazy.
I will
Your
do
words.
that.
Look at
I
that.
have no problems with that.
I will slash your
Always on the bed or
tires if you
eating.
piss me off about going to school. There's the warning.
Steven doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna show you where I'm gonna be taking his ass tomorrow morning to the community college.
I gotta do something.
Where he's gonna sign up for nursing school.
She wants
Where do
to
you
use
get
her
all this
gas to
free
take
time
me in there.
from?
I'm going either way. So if she wants to
I'm a
make it
mom. I
free
do
for
Where'd you
me,
get all
sure.
this free time
everything.
from?
Why
You
not?
don't.
But you
I've
work,
already
right?
filed 7 applications to make sure Steven
Where
gets
does
a
it all
job.
come from?
To his name, gave my address and his cell phone number. In 3 days, Steven's gonna have a job. Or
Oh,
gonna
you will
start
have a
going
job.
to school. He's not gonna be relaxing in my home.
That's
Well, I'll
right.
give him breakfast,
That's right.
but that's it. That's right.
Well,
I can't
they
believe
didn't
it.
slow down during the tape. I wish
Nope.
y'all were here.
Nope.
I mean, if you're sitting home in Nebraska, I wish you were here, and I wish I was in
I
Nebraska.
wish they were here too.
Past Sunday, Khulud said that she would give Steve 3 days
That's right.
to register for school or else.
Been talking about 5 years.
So what happened? Is she going to
I'm gonna win this
double the
one, too.
laxative dose in his hot
No, I'm
chocolate?
gonna
Or
win
what are
this
you
one.
gonna do?
Win anything.
I do win.
That's what you don't.
I got you
live
back
in this
home in
fantasy
my
world,
home.
This big
I won the
fantasy
first
world.
step.
Watch me walk out.
I won.
And watch your daughter come with me.
I won.
Watch
I
it.
won.
Push
Okay,
it.
I won.
Let me.
Bottom
hold
line,
on.
I won.
You
This
didn't-
is my
you
house.
All right, hold on.
nothing.
All right, time out. Seriously.
I'm in your house. You're having
Yeah,
more
Seriously.
than I
House
am.
in my house.
Looks like I'm
Stop
winning.
talking. Seriously, for just a minute, stop talking, okay? Because I'm going to talk to him for a minute.
Good luck. Doesn't get through. It goes in and out the other. But go ahead.
Okay. What part of stop talking doesn't register with you?
Doesn't
Just
register.
hold on. Just hold
I
on.
had hypocrite in there for
Shut up.
description.
All right, hold
Shut
on.
up.
Hold on.
Shut
I want to talk to you.
Sure.
Do you have a job?
Absolutely.
How many hours a week are you working?
Right now, well, they in the EMS field, we doing the 24-hour shifts.
Does
What they
not.
would consider part-time will be without benefits.
doesn't.
But,
He's at my house the whole
More
week.
often than not, we do. Working part-time, you fill in holes. So those holes, you actually end up with more hours than somebody who's working full-time. So safe to say at least 48 hours a week. I'm sorry, which would be what?
So how
at least
come you
10
haven't
hours
started
more
work?
than you do
40,
per week.
48 hours a week. And so
That's
you
correct.
have a job, and you're going to report to work when?
Monday.
On Monday, you
Ooh,
report to
Good
work.
job.
Okay? Now,
That'll be the day.
and you're telling me you've got a job. You really have a job. You're going to report
Absolutely.
Monday.
Yes.
You're going to go to work. You're going to get a paycheck.
That's correct.
You're going to be able to put it in the bank and buy things with it. This is a real job.
That's
real,
correct.
Can't wait.
Real thing. And so you have some free time because you work 24-hour shifts.
Correct.
So are you going to fill in those other days going to school or getting a job or whatever?
I'm waiting for that answer.
I mean, it's always, like I said last show, you just...
See, he doesn't say it. Yes or no? Yes? Are you going to
If you
be a
shut
nurse?
your mouth long
Just
enough
answer
to
yes or no.
listen,
Listen,
shut this open
excuse
meeting.
me,
Answer,
excuse
yes
me,
or no.
seriously. Seriously.
They should just throw you in the
Let me
military.
ask you a
Yes or
question.
yes.
Honest to God, seriously, do you think I don't know how to conduct an interview?
No, I know you do.
Okay, then let me do it. Because you may
Just
think
get to the point. Get to
you
the
may
point.
think you may think
Just
that
get to the point, Dr.
you
Phil.
may think he is a dumbass, but I can assure you I am not.
No, I know you're not,
Okay,
but he is.
so let me conduct this interview.
But just get to the point instead of dragging it. Get
I
to
tell
the
you
point.
what. I tell you what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll get to the point when I get damn good and ready to get to the point. Okay?
Get to the point.
With the time that you have, do you plan to get a second job or start back to school and use that time?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Okay, so
When?
All the
And
above,
you-
really. Right now, well, actually, since I'm living at your house, my first priority would be finding somewhere else to live. And then after
I
we're
don't think it's
settled,
going to happen because you can't
after we're
afford
settled,
it.
as
She
it
has to
takes
sell
a
her
married
house
couple to do
first.
when they move
She has to
680
sell her house
miles.
first.
what went into the decision to move into this person's
free.
house?
It's free.
No, because
Yes, it
we
is.
could have moved into my mother's house.
No.
Be a little bit 15 minutes more for
But
travel
why
for
not
Fallon,
stay
so.
in Tennessee or go to Puerto Rico? Because there are jobs
Puerto Rico
down
actually
there.
sounds nice.
'Cause he
There are-
relies on
no,
us.
seriously, there are jobs down there. There are things, and obviously, this is a highly toxic interaction. Why
Yeah.
would you subject yourself to this? That defies logic.
Because he's a
In my
loser.
job,
And he's a freeloader.
if this is what comes out of her mouth, if that was the worst I've ever had to deal with in my job, then everybody could do my job.
Next,
No, I
what
know
the other
that.
mother-in-law has to say. We'll be right back.
Get a job. Be a man.
Check.
Have respect for me. I'm your mother-in-law. Don't call me collude or anything else.
Respect as deserved
See
in
what I
there.
mean? And until he's a man and does those three things, then I will show my respect and I will apologize.
And later, you got to be smart enough to know that what you're doing isn't working.
I get he's living under my roof. I'm not asking for anything. I clean, I cook, I do everything. For God's sake, show me respect.
I don't have as much to say as you have to say. I'll say
I
that.
say the truth.
But you say
It
the
is what
truth
it is.
as you see it.
That's what I see.
I'll tell you what you do. You say the truth as you see it, and you manage people by intimidation with the idea that if you talk louder and you talk longer, then you're going to come out the winner. But you've met the old boy with whom that doesn't work, lady. Well, we're talking about monster-in-laws. And, I didn't read it wrong. I didn't say mother-in-law. I said monster-in-laws. Now,
Proud of it.
You know something? I know you are, and that's troubling, but...
Yeah. Gotta do what I have to do to protect my daughter.
But seriously...
My only daughter.
But you know what? In all seriousness, I really am concerned for you.
No, don't be concerned. You should be concerned for him.
No, I'm concerned for you.
No.
Because, no, listen, anybody that stays as animated and uptight and...
I'm not uptight.
And agitated and...
You're not even living in my shoes. Are you kidding me?
And
Seriously?
agitated as
Come
you
with me
are.
for 24 hours.
Okay, let me tell you something.
You see, he's not the
You
person that you guys
cannot
see.
imagine how rude and disrespectful it is for
what I
me
have
to
to
be
do.
talking to you and you to just spin off and start talking to
Well,
somebody
tell
else
them not
out
to
in the
say
audience.
a word.
I'm not going to tell them anything. I am talking to
freedom
you.
of speech.
And it is rude for you to just turn away and ignore what I'm saying to you.
I don't ignore anything you say, Dr.
Is
Phill.
that not
That's
rude?
why I'm here.
Is that not rude?
Maybe.
Okay, then don't do that.
I can't help it. If he
That's
opens
why
his
I'm-
mouth, I have to say
That's
something.
why he's not opening his
Oh,
mouth.
but look at his smirk. He's not even respecting me.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Seriously, he's not respecting me. I'm
Fallon
not
is
laughing
working
at him.
today. She was unable to be here. And
because she has
now,
to work.
Steve's mother, Virginia, declined participating in the show, but she sent a statement. Here's an excerpt from it. To sit here and listen helplessly as my son was viciously attacked left me distraught and angry. He is not the freeloader, lazy, useless dumbass that Khulud has tried to portray him as. My son gave up a very good job to follow the love of his life to Tennessee, and he just gave up another one to honor her desire to move back to Michigan, where the job market for him is very gloomy.
No,
One
why
thing
isn't
I
she
would
here?
like to address to Khulud, money does not determine who you are, your values, your morals, and how much you love someone. So...
Why isn't she here? Because why?
She actually does work.
Is there any formula, any outcome, any circumstance that would cause you to say, you know what, it's time for me to mind my own business and let these kids live their
I'll
own
tell you.
life? Okay,
Want
what
to
is
know? Get a job. Okay, I don't care where it is. Wait, let me
qualify that as get another job.
Get
because
another
he does
job.
have a
I don't know if
a
he's got a job. I don't know if
Yes,
he's got
he
a
does.
job.
A
He asked me.
supplemental
He
job.
hasn't started a job, so how can I know he's got a job?
Okay.
Get a job. Okay.
Check.
Be a man.
Check.
Have respect for me. Call me mom. I'm your mother-in-law. Don't call me Khulud
Throw
or anything
applause,
else.
respect as deserved
See
in
what I
there.
mean?
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
And until he's a man and does those three things, which is not much, I'm asking for, then I will show my respect and I will apologize.
Okay,
But
do
until
you-
then, I'm not doing nothing.
The viewers are going to speak their minds. We'll be right
Oh, I
back.
can't wait for that. So now he's coming out.
This is the real Steve.
Now,
that's
listen,
showing.
are
He's
you
making fun of
three...
you. See, this is the thing.
Hey, I'm trying to
Okay,
myself, man.
I'm going to turn your mic off and run you out of here.
Nobody knows that about me.
Well, I'm here
Nobody
with
knows that
Khulud,
about me.
Jerry, and Steve, and
'Cause I don't
I'm
need
not
this.
even sure what we're talking about. But I know this, we're coming up on the holidays, and that means we're likely going to be with family and extended family. And the point I was making, I think, just to myself, is that you kind of get what you give, that we teach people how to treat us, and if we engage them with dignity and respect, then we tend to get dignity and respect back. If we engage them in a combative and condescending way, then that's kind of what we tend to get back. So you teach people how to treat you, and you create your own experience. Now, Khulud says that one of the things on your short list of getting off of his back and out of their lives is that he treats you respectfully.
That's all I'm
And I
asking. I'm
think
older than you.
But listen, if you would engage him differently, I mean, you got to be smart enough to know that what you're doing isn't working.
I get he's living under my roof. I'm not asking for anything. I clean, I cook, I do everything. For God's sake, show me respect.
Is what you're
the
doing
hell? How
about the other
is what
5
you're
years of our
doing working?
relationship?
Is what you're doing working?
They're in my house.
Are you getting rebellion? Are
Nope.
you getting? You say you're getting
I'm making
disrespect.
him grow up, have some
Grow
get
up?
a job,
Well,
and do
okay.
everything. That's
Well,
all I'm asking. Two things.
DrPhill.com
Actually,
and the
two
show's
things.
Facebook and Twitter pages were on fire after viewers watched this mother-in-law, Khulud. Hundreds of people responded by emailing comments and even uploading videos. Take a look.
Khalud, you're a whack job. How are you going to tell a firefighter, paramedic, that he's not doing a good job?
Khalud, I am for you. I am 100% for you, girl. That son-in-law, Steve, whoever, you know, that guy, he needs to get a job. He's a bum, you know?
Khalud, just bud out. He has a job. It's stable. It may not be what you want, but lady, you just need to just bud out and mind your own business.
Khalud, I support you 100%. I think you're right. He is a dumbass. He needs to get off his butt and get a full-time job and support his family. Your daughter deserves the best. I'm a mother, I have daughters, and I would be livid if my daughter came home with a guy like that.
She's got whoever she is.
All right, well, we have a group of
She
people
said
in the
it.
studio who either support Khalud's point of view or strongly oppose her behavior. Now, Daniela, you think Khalud makes perfect sense.
100%. She's a mama bear, and when somebody makes their daughter cry, mama bear is going to attack in every way, shape, or form.
When did I make Fallon cry?
All the time.
Okay, seriously, and listen,
That's a bold statement. I mean, you got to be able to
Smart-ass.
justify it.
okay, and I'm really.
She's going to see through you. Everybody's going to see through you.
Yeah, I'm Bashir.
And you think that she seems
No, you
like
did.
a
That's
completely
very
rational woman with a reasonable point of view?
Look, as her point of view, I totally respect her because as
Thank you.
a mom, he should be grateful what she's doing for him.
Thank you.
And actually putting a house, a roof over his head, that's one. And second of all, I mean, she's doing what his mom should have done for him.
Thank you.
So she's
Thank
playing
you.
a role of
Thank
a
you.
mom for her own daughter
Now
and a
you're
mom
going
for
that way.
him because he definitely sees him a lazy ass and a leech as well. And that's definitely.
Okay, Grace?
What I want to know is, what is he doing to contribute? What is he doing
That's
to
right.
thank her for putting a roof over his head?
I'm sleeping 4 a.m. every single night, working and making sure that there's a paycheck end of the month.
that's
I'm
what a
sleeping
man
3
does.
hours a day
Thank- I have
to
respect
make
for
sure
you.
there's a
And what do you
paycheck
do?
end of
And
the
what do you
month.
do?
It doesn't matter.
What
He's
are
got
you
a
doing?
job.
I'm a business owner.
You're a business
Who are you?
owner.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell me what
thank
I'm
you.
doing.
Thank
You should move your ass and go and find the work.
Thank
Don't
you.
sit at home and
You
God
get to
knows
work
what-
for yourself.
You gotta be the
It
guy
doesn't
that's
matter. He's
cool.
working.
Sit
Because
in
the
mama's
3
house,
hours of sleep you get at night is the 3 hours of
This is
sleep
what
that
you
I get
are.
at night.
On the
I see it
internet
in
looking
you.
for hockey.
Jake. Look
Instead
at
of looking
you.
for a job.
Look at you.
Okay,
He's got a job.
I respect
I
you.
don't care if he's a
totally
garbage
hold
man.
on.
I have respect for
All right,
him.
I stepped aside and let y'all speak, so now I'm going to say some things, and I want you to,
Listen to.
please.
I will.
Now, you may have an opinion about whether or not he could do more to contribute to the marriage or be responsible as a leader in the family. But do you three actually endorse her rhetoric and conduct?
Yes, it'd be a lot worse if it was my daughter. XX would be the least
Thank
of his
you.
problems. The
Thank
least
you.
of your problems.
Seriously,
I'd be bleach.
You think, seriously,
Bleach?
you think her...
That's right.
Are you
Let her
stupid?
talk. Let her
Please.
talk.
Stupid.
Are you dumb?
See? This is what I got to put up with. Your personality's
Okay, no,
coming out
stop.
to everybody.
Okay.
Is that?
Your
Oh, I would
personality.
get him. I'd poison him with
This is
cyanide.
the real
Personality's
Steve.
coming out.
This is the real Steve
Now,
that's showing.
listen.
The real Steve.
Are
He's
you
making fun of
three...
you. See, this is the thing.
Hey, I'm chuckling to
Okay,
myself. I am.
I'm going to turn your mic off and run you out of here.
I'm going to try. I don't think so.
We're going to hear from Khalud's opposers next. We've already done that. Okay, Abby, what do you think about this?
Well, I think that when two people are in love, you should just leave them alone and let them work
Oh my
it
God,
out.
you can't live on
probably
love,
would have
lady.
Not
You can't.
moved into her house. I would have stayed away as far as I could. And being a mother myself, if this were my son, I would be pretty aggravated that someone were treating him like that.
What
It's
if it was
my
your
job.
daughter?
Yeah.
What if it was your daughter?
I
But
want to
he's
know
a man.
that.
It's not
No,
his
he's
daughter.
not.
And what happened to his
No,
daughter?
A man,
man.
can,
That.
a man
Excuse me,
provides
give
for
him
his
some
family.
respect.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on, hold on.
Love each
Jesse,
other.
Oh
Jesse,
my God,
what'd you
you
have to
can't
say?
live on love, lady. Are you nuts?
If I can talk.
Money isn't
What'd you have to
everything.
say,
Money
Jesse?
to
If
live
I can
on.
talk, collude
Go
for a
ahead.
second. To me, can I call it as I see it real quick? I think you're a bitter old woman who is ego-driven and selfish. Get your own life. You're married to your husband, not to him.
I have a life.
Realize
I got to take care
that.
of my
Find
daughter.
boundaries.
Do you have a
Get
kid?
some boundaries.
No, you don't
I
have
got a
a
dog,
child.
though, and
I
he
can
has
tell you
respect.
don't have a
I'm
I
not
can tell
Steve.
you don't have a
Don't
kid,
talk.
so don't
I'm
even
not
talk.
Steve. You're not
If you
gonna
don't
yell
have
at
a
me.
kid,
Janelle?
if you do
I'm
not
not
have a
Steve.
kid,
What'd
do
you
not
wanna say?
talk.
I got a dog,
If you
baby.
don't
It's the
have a
same
kid,
thing.
don't talk.
Janelle, what'd you
If
want to
you
say?
don't have a kid, are you nuts?
You control your wife. Don't try to control me. Get to your wife. Don't talk to me.
Hold on.
I'm going to talk to you.
Talk to your
I'll
wife. Don't talk to me.
buddy.
She's the one.
You don't have a child, so don't talk.
You are I'm not married to you.
Hold on.
I'm not married to you.
Seriously.
I'm
And you
not
never will be. And
I'm
you
not
never
married
will
to
be.
you, and I wouldn't be. Even if it was legal.
You don't have a child, buddy.
Janelle, what do you want to say?
Well, first of all, my mom and dad never,
And I'm
ever
sorry.
would speak the way you speak. And I come from a very conservative home. And you talk about respect. I can't even imagine my mom ever using the kind of language
Do you have a daughter?
that you use. No.
Oh, that's why. Then don't
But I
talk.
can't-
Do not talk. You have no room to talk if you don't have a daughter. You're not in my shoes. You're not in my shoes. Don't. I can't believe you got people who don't have kids to talk to me.
Where's
Are you
the love
nuts
at?
too?
You got
That's the-
kids.
I'm sorry.
Tenderness, nurturing.
You should
missing
have people
something.
that
Your
actually
mother,
have
I can't
daughters.
tell.
It's all been there and continues
What
to
kind
be
of mom
there.
are you? You raising a cheetah?
No, hold on. Seriously.
Come here and say it to me, buddy. You don't have no kids.
If you're
I'm not
nurturing
afraid
it.
of
Talking.
you, and I'm not going to
Eye
change.
contact. Stop talking.
I got you.
Okay? Stop talking. I got 3 comments that this is what I mean when all you do is yell and scream. There's an old saying, shallow brooks are noisy. And boy, are you noisy.
Proud of it.
You miss some things. You say a dog is like a kid. What he's saying is I show more respect to a dumb animal than she does to a human being.
If
That
he
was
earns
his
it-
point. Listen to what I'm saying. She does not have a daughter. She is a daughter.
Right.
And that gives her
No,
an
it's 2 different
incredible
things,
point of
Dr.
view.
Phill.
No,
2 different
listen to
things.
what I'm saying.
sorry.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
2 different things.
Listen to what I'm saying. Do you have a daughter?
I don't, but
I do.
That's not an essay question. Do you have a daughter?
I don't have a daughter.
Do you have a daughter? Do you have a daughter?
I have 2.
Okay, so 2 of your 3 people over here that you gave great credibility don't have children.
So, they
but
said it like
because
I say
these
it.
people don't have children, all of a sudden you disqualify them. It is totally non-credible. You pick and choose your logic and
No.
rationale to support your ridiculous
pick
point of
that
view.
people
We'll
have
be right back.
Say what they think.
Well, I want to thank all of my guests today, and thanks to the A&E Network Real Life series Monster-in-Laws, which initially featured Khaloud's story. It's coming up for holidays, guys. Make a decision as you go into Thanksgiving. Put a barrier around the holiday and decide, you know what, this isn't the time to resolve differences. If something's important enough that you need to talk about it with a family member, it'll be important next week. Call a truce, call a détente, and use this day to just come together, enjoy the good things about each other, and eat some good food. Eat too much good food. And then you can get busy the next day getting back to normal. Thanks for being here. So long.